And viewers, we are being joined by a special guest on the broadcast, Purnima Voria, in fact, who is a former national advisor to President Barack Obama, is alive with us. Thank you so much, Ms. Voria, for joining us here. Now, this has sent shockwaves across the globe. The Secret Service and the FBI is right now under the scanner for this glaring security lapses. A 20-year-old local from Pennsylvania enters with an entire rifle, AR-style rifle, a rifle kit. He climbs up the wall. No one gets through unless and until he fires the shot, and he continues to fire 7 shots.
Yes, you're right. And it is one of the most tragic days, I would say, in the United States when democracy is challenged in this way. And I am so glad that ex-President Trump is alive and well, and God has had mercy on him and saved his life and spared his life to become the next president of the United States.
Well, of course, this is important because he's a former United States president and also the presumptive GOP nominee. But the fact that how there is this debate around the intense polarization in the United States and the blame game that has started, that, you know, this is all due to this poisonous rhetoric around this presidential race that has in fact culminated this way. Once again, going back to that political violence, the long history that the United States carries of political violence, that brings back the focus to that. What do you think could be behind such an attack, such an assassination bid in a broad daylight in a rally?
I think simply that somebody doesn't want President Trump to become the next president of the United States. And it's as simple as that. There are many presidents that have been attacked, but during the campaigning in this way, this is really very sad for United States, because there should be fair elections and let the right man win, as far as I'm concerned. Today, Trump has become my hero. With bleeding ear and just being shot, he was still making a fist, and he was talking to make America great again. And I believe that that was a remarkable thing, that this display of character on his part, that despite of such a tragic situation, and he was still very strong and didn't think about himself, but only for the country. So country first is what I like today from President Trump. I also want to just say that my deepest condolences and sympathies and prayers for the bereaved family, and really saddened that innocent people have to be killed. Something has to be done about these gun laws. And I hope whoever is the next president of the United States takes this seriously, because we have had many, many deaths. I think this needs to stop. And it is not acceptable, not in the country that is respected by the entire world. We have to change things here. And I feel that the bereaved families need justice as well. And I'm so glad that God intervened today. My thoughts and prayers are with President Trump, and I hope that he's fully recovered and there is no damage, which is unknown.
How do you actually analyze, if I could ask you, on how it really impacts Donald Trump from here on? Because there are experts who will say, or are saying, that it might just damage Trump's campaign, maybe from the point of view of what he has stood for, be it the gun laws and how he has promised the NRA to ease the gun laws. There's another kind of narrative that has been played out. And there's, on the other hand, it's said that he could be garnering more and more sympathy. And as you just pointed out, that image of a hero, how he's pumping his fist up in the air, and he looks so strong, especially given the fact how he performed in this recently concluded presidential debate also. So what do you feel, according to you, does it really somewhere help? Is it really boosting and reuniting the supporters, as you said, the MAGA supporters also, especially?
I think the president in the debate definitely won, and he has, and everybody knows that. And today, what I saw with that fist, I think He's coming stronger than ever before. I think he's going to get more votes now because of his heroic presence today. And I don't see him falling behind in any capacity. When they indicted him on 32 counts, the next thing that happened was internet. All the money that came in fundraising was remarkable. People couldn't even donate. So Mr. Trump really has that kind of, I would say, a magic with people, although there may be some that will, of course, deny what I'm saying. But I think he is a people person, and this is only going to help him become the next president of the United States. May the best man win. But I think we have a problem in this country. National Rifle Association, the gun laws, these really need to be relooked very, very soon. We have had shootings in the schools. We have had shootings in the Hindu temples, gurdwaras, and many other places. Asians are being targeted, and we are very concerned about these gun laws. And at least for me, the president that will become the president of the United States, or the elected official, my vote will go to the person who really seriously takes the gun laws a very scrutiny, a look in the sense that is going to save people's life, not hurt people's life. It is good to have guns at home to save yourself from any kind of entrance into your property. But this is another thing to go shooting in public, and innocent people were standing there on the stage. My heart goes out to them, and thank God they are safe.
And this is the former president, ma'am, and I just want to understand from you, since you've been advisor to the former president, Barack Obama, also help us understand how does this really pan out, because, he is no longer the president. He is now a presumptive nominee, of course, but how is the security different? There have been many reports that he asked for more cover. He asked for more security personnel of the Secret Service, but he was denied. However, now there's a reaction coming in that there was no request. There was ample security that was given to Donald Trump, and there has been many controversy in the past about his security cover, and there were times when he was denied that security. How does this really now bring back to those concerns to focus?
I think the security question should be answered by Secret Service and the security that was around him. It would be wrong for me to comment on that as to it lapsed or he was denied, or I have not heard any such thing. But I think that when you are not in, as President Biden is, in the role of the presidency, then you definitely have a little bit less than what the president gets. So even if he had less, I think President Trump has enough money to afford whatever he needs to save himself, to secure himself, and take care of himself in these rallies. There are a lot of people that know that President Trump is way ahead and is going to win this election. And therefore, many people, whether it's just civilians, cannot stand that assumption that he may be the next president of the United States.
Well, ma'am, I ask you once again on the security because, this actually is a glaring lapse when there are multiple eyewitness accounts also. Now, we will quote that they are eyewitness accounts. The FBI, on the other hand, says that, we were not aware of a presence of this man with a rifle unless he started shooting, unless he was there. And, eyewitnesses say that there were people pointing towards him, but there was no response from the Secret Service. Now, this is something that is alarming. And this is it's not a candidate. This is a former president of the United States, a very popular leader, as you just pointed out. And here, there are many, many questions for the FBI to, answer. How do you think that this could, go on from here? Do you think this is going to impact the future rallies also, the future campaign also? Because the Secret Service is right now at the center of many, many questions.
I think definitely they'll be on high alert from now onwards, especially with the National Republican Convention coming up in just a matter of days. this is going to be a priority for everyone, whether it's a Democratic convention or Republican convention or any rallies. I think this is going to be a big issue because safety of the candidates who are running for the president of the United States is very important.
Yes, ma'am. In fact, I just request you to please stay on with us. We are getting accounts from the eyewitness account as we were just speaking on. Let's take a listen into some of those reactions that have come in from the site of the attack, from the Pennsylvania rally.
I'm at the Trump rally and somebody just started shooting. What just happened? Oh my God. Go.
More like what we heard. The bullets rattling around the grandstand. One hit the speaker tower, and then chaos broke. We hit the ground, and the police converged to the grandstands. First thing I heard was a couple of cracks. Then I saw a hydraulic line. One of the speakers looked like it got hit. Then I heard, like Chris said, a couple of bullets rattling around. And then we hit the deck, and once the authorities converged, we assisted with two patients that may have gotten shot up in the grandstand. Then we cleared a path for getting them out of the way, and it's just a sad day.
That's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on a
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one that did it.
We need to evacuate everybody.
And I go back to our special guest. Now, Ms. Voria, do you think that this will now, from here on, change the entire presidential campaign and the contest and intensify the divisiveness and the polarization amongst the voters, amongst the supporters? As we've seen that there is, of course, a blame game that is pointing, now unfolding. The Democrats have their own version. Republicans are saying that this is all. If I could just quote one of the Ohio senator who's right now saying that, it's the central premise of the Biden's campaign was to vilify basically Donald Trump, calling him an authoritarian fascist who must be stopped at all costs. And there are many statements coming in from the Republicans that even Joe Biden is to blame for this sort of polarization. Do you think that this will maybe just only take this a notch above?
I think I would not like to comment on the sitting president of the United States, Joe Biden. Because it's not appropriate for me to do so. We all know how many people hate President Trump. We all know that how many people were talking about President Trump going to win this election. No matter what hurdles are coming his way, whether it's the indictments and whatever is coming his way, somebody up there, which I call God, he is intervening. And this particular person is so strong that any other person would fall apart with this kind of scrutiny by the courts and all the kinds of things he's facing. At least I know that I may not be able to face. I'm not that strong, but President Trump is very strong. He's taking everything as it comes, and he's a straight shooter, and that is the reason people just dislike him. Some people literally hate him. They hate his guts because he talks about making America great again. And he had done that during his presidency. He did a remarkable job. And many Democrats are not going to agree with me. And maybe so some Republicans may also not agree with me. But we all know the facts that economy was very good during President Trump. And things are falling apart now, and we also know the health issues of our president right now. Even the Democratic Party is asking him to step down, but it's not my place to tell him what to do. But I'm thinking that there are a lot of factors. We cannot zero in on one thing and say that this is what is going to happen, because nobody can predict the future. But yes, caution is going to be taking place. Voters are going to rethink the whole thing as to who they are going to trust the presidency with, who is going to make a difference for them in their lives. With what has happened today, I think the votes go to President Trump.
Of course, but also the fact that I will continue to ask you on the violence part of it, the polarization and the eventual political violence it actually culminates into, ma'am, because there has been a long history, as we spoke about it earlier, in America. And now this again, sort of takes a dangerous turn here as far as American politics is concerned, don't you think?
I don't think this is going to affect the way President Trump or President Biden are going to lead into November elections. Of course, people are going to be concerned about the guns, but we have been for a long time. The gun lobby is so big that I wish there is something that is done so that innocent lives are not taken. I am not worried too much about President Trump or President Biden, because they have Secret Service, they have everyone, and yes, there are glitches. Things do happen. And that happened even with Rajiv Gandhi ji, innocently his life was taken away in moments. So political arena, this is to be expected, whether it's any country in the world. But I think the United States has the capability, Secret Service and FBI, and, everybody knows what needs to be done. Why there was a glitch in this, it's very unfortunate. But I again say, that God intervened and spared the life of Donald Trump tonight. And I am very happy about it, because whether it was Biden or Trump in that situation, thank you, God, for saving the lives of our future president.